So there's a couple of routes that we're going to have to end up creating. Let's start with the route that ends up telling us whether or not we can end up authenticating. This is where we're going to have some credentials that we're going to end up sending over. I usually set this up as a post because basically I'm generating an authentication token. So a couple of things we're going to do here. We've actually got a server that's set up here. But let me actually export what I need here. I'm going to need authenticate, and I'm going to also need, what did I call this before? This is going to be find user from token. These are two things that I'm going to end up needing. We'll actually even test these out even outside of a React application, which we could end up looking at here as well. Here I'm going to put in, notice I've got actually my body parser set up, so I don't have to set this up. I've got some error handling that's here as well. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a post, and this is going to be for API auth. And here we've got a few things we can end up doing. And real simply, I think the easiest way to handle this is just to say, hey, look, DB, we want you to authenticate. And you're going to end up doing this with the request.body, which is going to end up having your credentials. And here, if we're successful, we're going to end up getting back a token here. And since we're going to end up using Axios, let's actually send this back as an object, token. And if there's an error, for now, we want the user to see that there was an error, and we'll do a catch for next here. So let's actually see how we can end up testing this out. Let's make sure there weren't any errors here. And I'm actually going to open up curl. You could use Postman for this as well, but I'm going to end up curling to localhost 3000. I'm going to say that this is going to be a post request. For my data, this has to be in a string, and I'm going to put in username. This has to be JSON data, so you have to use double quotes here. The username is going to be Lucy, and the password is going to be uppercase Lucy. And the other thing that you have to do here is we're going to have to send a header. This is something that Express needs to tell it that the content type is going to be JSON. That's how it knows to use that body parser. And if I do this, let's just take a look, because I think I need to put in the full URL. So it's localhost 3000. And here, this is going to be API auth. And here I end up getting back the token. So this is step one. And step two is going to be using this token. Can we end up getting information about the user? Now, granted, we don't have a lot of information on this user, but you can imagine we might have other fields on here. We might have some additional information as well. And that's the next thing that we'll end up taking a look at.